Welcome to the Cellercise family. This has been a Monday. I love Mondays, though. We've had lots of great phone calls, lots of wonderful people to talk to, lots of terrific support, and comments from people who have visited the Facebook Live, and it's made a difference. And your comments, all of your comments are making a difference. So I wanted to say thank you. Tonight we're going to go over some reviews, we'll go over some questions. If you have any questions, please go ahead and write them down. Justice is here. He will feed those to me so that we can answer them. But I really appreciate you being here. We tried to work on the lights so that you can see the screen, but it's limited. So I'm going to do my little power breathing real quick because I've been on the phone all day long and I can tell. And let's see if it makes a difference. So the power breathing helps open up the bronchial tubes in the lungs, gets the other 1/3 of the lung most people don't get enough oxygen to every day, can increase metabolism, so we burn more fuel, but it's also really helpful. So just if you have lung issues, start off with shallow breaths, but I'm going to just do about 10 of these things. Oh, thank you. All right, that's a little better. Okay, let's start off with some reviews. Joanna writes, best trampoline rebounder ever, exclamation point. It's really worth the investment. Thank you, Joanna. Derek writes, I purchased the Cellerciser about 1.5 years ago. I essentially did the health bounce anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours while watching TV daily because it feels so good to my head and body. Here are some things that I noticed. And I really appreciate that comment of Derek's because that's what we do. And when we turn on the Mr. Rebounder app, we watch the app while we watch the television, but the app just dings in between each movement. So we watch the show, ding, look down, next movement, watch the show. And it's just become a habit. So he noticed, number one, on multiple occasions, I have decreased my blood pressure by 20 points within 10 minutes of doing the health bounce. I want to comment on that. Cellercise helps to backflush valves, opens up capillaries, breaks up sticky blood cells, and is known to help lower elevated triglyceride, cholesterol levels, and high blood pressure, as well as helping to balance out sugar levels. Okay, number two, there was a period of time I was having anxiety attacks. I would jump on the Cellerciser for a few minutes doing the health bounce and feel that anxiousness just disappear. And that's good. You know, we do the same thing with babies when they're fussy. Put them over our shoulder, gently bounce them and down, they relax. When you have a young child, it's nice to be able to put the baby over your shoulders, great way to burp a baby, by the way, and just gently move up and down because it helps relax you and the baby, which is helpful. But it does help get rid of stress and tension. It opens up circulation. The body can relax. Great to do just the health bounce just for a few minutes before bed. Okay. I love these comments. He says, number three, I like lifting weights and I do a minimalist workout 2 times per week. I generally will lift lighter to moderate weights, but occasionally test how much weight I can actually lift. I am 56 years old, and I'm happy to say that I am stronger today than when I was at 27, in which I consider myself my prime. That was a period of time in which I was lifting regularly and heavy. I can only assume that by strengthening all my cells with the health bounce, I have increased the amount I can lift. The past month, I started doing your 10-minute daily calisthenics routine, and in the past week, I've also included 11-minute daily fat burner routine from your Mr. Rebounder app in hopes of ridding myself of my visceral belly fat. These are all the things I noticed while using the Cellerciser, not to mention the intrinsic value like improved lymph flow, improved cerebral spinal fluid flow, very important, better digestion, better balance and coordination, etc. I'm a chiropractor and extol the virtues of the Cellerciser to all my patients. Thank you. I love using this in conjunction with my other workouts. So thank you, Dr. Derek, and thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that and appreciate the relationship we have with chiropractors and doctors all over the country. they teach me a lot, and they've embraced and been able to recognize the different approaches that we can take on a Cellerciser. So thanks again, Derek. Crystal writes, I think this video has won me over. I had decided on an Acon rebounder, but this video and the videos from a guy having random people trying the Bellicon versus the Cellerciser, and they all say the Cellerciser feels more stable and they feel it working their muscles more. Thank you, Crystal. It is stable. That mat material doesn't stretch out. That's one of the reasons you feel more stability. When the mat itself stretches with the spring, you're not going to feel as supported. In addition to that, it has resistance. And boy, I tell you, you have to have resistance, but you also have to have release. Somebody was asking me about bungee cords, and they said, well, I can strap bungee cords on and bounce up and down and get really good results. The problem being is you're never releasing the weight. And these same people have often called back and said, my hips are bothering me, or my back is bothering me. We have to have resistance, but then we also have to have release. The Cellerciser has resistance and release, and that's what pumps the lymph system. That's what helps to strengthen the bones and muscles and skin cells. If we never release the stress or tension on the body, then we're defeating the purpose of what Cellercise has to offer. Sarah writes, she says, I'm a personal trainer and use the Cellerciser with my clients, ages ranging from 50 to 86 years young. No sooner have they tried it and they buy one.
How can we increase the volume? Do you know?
Is it on?
I hear you fine, yeah. I just don't know how to make it louder.
We're being asked how to make it louder and probably move the mic a little closer up. Yeah, okay. So let's see if that makes any difference. All right. So Sarah says, I'm a personal trainer and use the Cellerciser with my clients, ages ranging from 50 to 86 years young. No sooner have they tried it and they buy one. It's the best piece of equipment for great results. Muscle building, toning, cardio, and even rehab. My daughter, age 45, who has 4 children and short of time, uses the Cellerciser daily. Within 30 minutes, she has completed a full body workout. No need for a gym membership. We all love rebounding on the Cellerciser. And thank you, Sarah. And again, I'd like to comment on that. Cellerciser, it's fun, it's easy, it's convenient, it's economical, it's safe, it's efficient, it's portable. It doesn't expose you to a lot of germs. You don't have to do a lot of traveling. You don't have to buy a lot of equipment. But if you like social activities, then absolutely. You want to go to the gym and it's convenient, or you just enjoy it, by all means. The Cellerciser is designed to simply be there for you. I often use or expound the idea, why work out when you can play in? Because this can be done at home with the family, with the radio on, the television, the air conditioning, the heater. Convenient, but it works every cell of your body, so it doesn't take as long. You don't have to work the body as parts. You're working it collectively as a whole. Most of you really understand that. Faith writes, I just wanted to let you know that the Cellerciser has changed my life. I've been taking care of my dad full-time for the last 3 years, and about a year ago, I came across the Cellerciser and never looked back. I can't leave my dad for any length of time, so going to the gym was out of the question. But with the Cellerciser, I have all cardio, strength training, lymphatic drainage, and a whole heap of fun. Me and my dad both thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish everyone knew just how incredible rebounding on the Cellerciser is. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to the amazing twins, Sally and Stephanie, from I Jump Instead. I first came across their page and they introduced me to the Cellerciser. If you had a cheer squad, that would definitely be the cheerleaders. And I agree. The way they passionately, professionally, and personally speak of the Cellerciser and the benefits is outstanding. They have influenced and changed hundreds, if not thousands, of men and women's lives across the globe. Every time they do a class or get a chance, they are always praising how well built and a second to none your rebounder is. Wow, what an incredible endorsement for iJump Instead, as well as the Cellerciser. So thank you very, very much for that. And I appreciate everyone who's out there making a difference in the world today. Okay. Dan writes, 12-year-old autistic grandson uses it daily. Thank you so much for making a great athletic machine. I'm 70 years old and I use it daily. So does my wife, who is 72. And thank you, Dan. And yes, we have a great many people over the years who have dealt with various different challenges, whether it was autism, whether it was ADHD or ADD. And the Cellerciser has helped create balance. It's a release. It's helped people, for those schools who have allowed it, kids have been able to learn faster because they don't have all the stress or the tension. They're challenging more brain activity. Children with dyslexia have been Cellercising, bouncing up and down and reading, and it can help retrain the brain. So again, over the years, we've experienced many of these benefits. Moretta writes, I had an, that's our mascot there. I had an appointment with my cardiologist. I explained that I have a rebounder and that it's something I look forward to. The NP said she bought a rebounder and it hurt her hips. I really wanted to ask what brand she had. My Cellerciser doesn't do that. It's one of the best purchases I've ever made. Okay, does he want to say hi? Let me have him. I know. All right, so he just wants to say, all right, he's sitting behind the scene and wants to say hi. Okay, that's all right. It's just, okay. Tom writes, my Cellisoles shoes arrived yesterday. In a word, these are amazing! Exclamation point. I was surprised the difference they make jumping on the Cellerciser. The best way to describe it is that they are grippy. I feel more secure bouncing on the mat and in stepping on and off, no slipping on the mat. My shoes are very comfortable with just the right amount of cushion while letting my toes move. The fabric on top breathes. The shoes are not hot, and the grip of the ankle is perfect. It holds without being tight or cutting off circulation. I could easily wear these for hours. I am pleased and happy I bought them. Highly recommended, 4 stars. Thank you, Tom. All right, I want to talk about that. That's the first I had a chance to read these reviews. But I want to comment because that's what I felt. These things, they're incredible. You see them, they help to hug your arches as well as your toes. These are the Cellisoles. We had them specifically made to our requirements. They've got our little logo on them. These things I wear them all the time, don't I, Justice? Mm-hmm. All the time. And because they're so comfortable. And then we've got these here, which are more of a slip-on for women. And they're white ones. And if you're on the Cellerciser, you might want to take out the insert so that they hug your feet a little bit more. Otherwise, this insert moves around a little bit, which is really comfortable when you're just doing your normal day-to-day activities. But when you're on the Cellerciser, they'll be a little more grippy if you take that insert out. Those don't have the arch support the same, but they have a lot of support as well. Yes, Justice.
Online says, how are these shoes sized?
Whole sizes. They don't have a half size. So if you're 8.5, get the 8. If you're 10.5, get the 10. Because they're stretchy. You want to have them not too tight, but you want them to be snug enough that when you're moving around, they're going to be supporting you. Okay, oh, and Tom writes, pros, well made and durable. 2, fit to size, excellent snugness and comfort. 3, cushiony and pleasant to walk in and excellent to rebound. Cons, none. All right, Tom. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, these, and I think I mentioned it last time or previously, when we had Christmas, I got everybody in my family, a pair of these because I was just so amazed by them. And I thought, okay, we're going to do it with our family. Let's do it with the Cellercise family. So I went ahead and invested in these. You know, we've got a limited supply, but I wanted to invest in them so you'd have a chance to experience them yourself. So, Tom, thank you very much for that. And yes, Justice.
Rebecca says, could I get the black in a size 5?
Yeah, you can get them on our website. Just go to the women's black and go ahead and get them. Thank you. Louise writes, I think there's size 5 in there. I'll have to check, but I think we have size 5. Louise writes, I've tried many rebounders, and the Cellerciser is by far the best. Its perfect balance of resistance and support makes it ideal for everyone. It's also the only rebounder I can jump on without aggravating my pre-existing back injury. I couldn't live without my Cellerciser! Exclamation point. Thank you, Louise. You know, the word's getting out there, and the Cellerciser doesn't stretch out, and you can hear how quiet it is. You just have to give it a little couple drops of oil at both ends of each spring, and those springs don't wear out. They don't stretch out. Yes, Justice.
Angela says, can we call?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Call Monday through Friday, Mountain Standard Time, 9 to 5. And the phone number, well, if you want to call my direct line, that's 435-562-4457. Or you can call the number on our website, too. Yes, Justice.
And then Rebecca says size 6 was the smallest that she saw.
Size 6 was the smallest. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay. We'll reach out and see what we can do about that. Then maybe just a little bit of time. But thank you. We had to special order these in large quantity, so we'll check in to see what options might be available for that. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. I'm going to pronounce her name wrong, I'm sure. Sakia writes, my husband placed our order for a trifold today. We love jumping on the Cellerciser, and we're certain that we need this second unit so that we can bounce together. We notice that a 10-minute session reduces our glucose levels effectively if we bounce after meals. It's really great because we can always go for a walk for reasons such as not having enough time or it's raining outside because we can't always go for a walk. 10 minutes of Cellerciser does not even make us tired, but gives us so much. We are so happy we found Cellerciser and rebounding. Thank you for all you do, Dave. Oh, and thank you so much, Sakia. Yes, Justice.
Align says, how about wide sizes for the shoes?
Oh, yeah, they're wide. They're wide. I have wide feet. And they've got as one of the things mentioned earlier, they have a wide toe box. So they're just very squishy and very, very comfortable. So you'll have to try that and let me know what you think. James Wright. Love you, Dave. I'm in Australia. I wish I could talk with an Australian accent, but I'm totally believing this will change my family and my life. I've signed up but still have not purchased yet. I can't wait. I'm hoping to combine my birthday present and my mom's this year. I am financially behind a little because of 3 Christian missionary trips the last few months. Oh, James, you're in important work. But I'm totally motivated to work with my business again and get one as soon as possible. Exclamation points. Thanks for your ongoing passion. I can see myself working for you and traveling the nation at supermarkets or mats and demonstrating this to get the word out. I will keep listening to all your videos. Australia needs this. Thank you, James. You know, it is a missionary tool, really is. It always has been. I've been doing this 35 years. 35, I can't believe that. Jeez. And I'm every bit as passionate about it today as I was when I started, if not more so. And a lot of that has to do with you and the results that I know that it can help with so many of us. Yes, Justice?
Deborah says, is it okay to rebound directly after eating?
Yeah? Can you rebound directly after eating? Actually, it's a good idea, but not bouncing high. You don't want a lot of the food banging up and down against the sphincter muscle here, so you don't get indigestion. But movements after eating, such as rocking like this, watching a show, is actually helpful. It helps to improve some of that digestive processes. The stomach itself is a muscle and it's moving and you're moving with it and you're having increased circulation. And it can help, probably can help prevent heart attacks because they know that, especially after a big meal, taking a walk, doing something active is helpful. Eating a big meal and then sitting down, that's where we have more heart attacks during the holidays than any other time of the year because people eat big meals and they go sit down and all the blood rushes right there. So getting some movement around there, very good. I can do pretty much anything afterwards, but not everybody has the same constitution. So yeah, just go easy until you feel comfortable. Anything else, Justice?
Jenna says, she was just answering your question. We're good.
Oh, good, good. Okay, Sheila says, I'm so looking forward to more conversation about emotional and mental effects and detox on the Cellerciser. I can tell you are a deep soul and care deeply and believe you have a lot of wisdom that you can share with. Thank you in advance, Sheila. Thank you, Sheila. Yes, we're going to go over some of that today. All right. Wandela writes, with your first steps on a real Cellerciser, your mouth will fall open in amazement. It is completely all capitalized, different than other rebounders. I'm so very happy that I finally got one. And it's not only the Cellerciser will last, but that the bounce, motion, and firm foot support are completely different than the other rebounders I had. Those were either hard as a rock or like running on concrete or soft and squishy, and my feet and ankles had no support. The Cellerciser is perfect, and she capitalizes that too. Wandela, wow, that is so special. I'm so grateful. Again, thank you from all of us. Rebecca writes, the Cellerciser is the best money I've spent in years. I'm 62, very worn out knees and back. This way of exercising is a game changer. I was so weak, I had to start at 1 minute a day and slowly add time, or my leg muscles felt like I'd been jogging or something. The trick to this is patience. Start where you are at and increase slowly to adapt and just keep at it. The body's response to this rebounder is comprehensive and powerful. So if you're on the fence, it's time to pull the trigger on this. Oh, and by the way, you know how a lot of times we buy something off the internet and it shows up at half the quality you expected? Well, this rebounder showed up and it honestly was 200. Oh, geez, thank you. Was 250% better than I was anticipating. Very happy with this life-changing purchase. And Rebecca, I'm happy you're happy, and I'm happy and thankful for those comments and your support. Okay, we've got some questions here. If you were 30 years old again and had the knowledge you do today, what would you do with the Cellerciser to achieve your greater health potential? Would you take more supplements, diet change, sauna, or cold plunging? Any and all of those, if you have time, are great. I don't have a lot of time for a lot of those. So as far as diet, yeah, if I had more live foods in my diet, I'd eat more live foods. I think that's important, but getting live foods that are organically grown, that are not with chemicals, that are not mineral depleted, you know, it's a challenge. Now, I've been really happy. I've been able to eat fairly normal, Cellercise, and it's not, I haven't missed anything, so I don't feel like it's been as big a chore. I do know that if you do need to lose a few pounds, Cellercise can help with that. But in addition, not eating a big meal at night. And I think I mentioned last time, when you eat a big meal at night, your body can't burn it because you're not doing anything, so it's going to store it, and we gain weight. If you eat the biggest meal in the morning, you can burn it during the day, and that's great. Eat a lighter meal at night, and not too late at night, and you can help regulate your weight much better. Okay. Sam writes, I play on my trifold for an hour first thing in the morning and sometimes again at night, another hour. I health bounce and do light jumps and occasional twists with music. I love it and enjoy it. I don't do all of the more specific moves that you demonstrate that are on your app. I just have fun and play on it. And that's exactly right. Sometimes we make things harder than we need to. I had the app and never used it because I'm tech challenged. And the playing on it is addicting to me. But when you said it's not how long you Cellercise, but how you challenge the body, I doubted my 1 hour Cellerciser workouts. I'm hopeful that you'll convince me that there are benefits of the longer, enjoyable Cellercising sessions, like those I do prefer and enjoy, as well as the targeted moves that you demonstrate, because I don't do those. And what I was saying is that your cells don't care about the amount of time. You can do it for an hour and enjoy it and feel good, but the cells don't have watches. So the cells, they don't really, they adapt to the challenge we give them. And yes, Cellercising for an hour is still going to challenge the cells, they're still going to adapt, but whether you do that in an hour or within 10 minutes, there are differences. There are differences. And the body does adapt. Doing for an hour, you are pumping the lymphatic system. You've got a vacuum on. You're pulling out all the toxins and poisons in your body. You're backflushing valves. You're opening up capillaries, and you're increasing oxygen blood flow to all areas of your body and your nervous system. And that's fantastic. There's so many benefits there. But, and they're different, but they're still great benefits. So no, Sam, you do good. You keep doing it. So do you think 1 hour sessions of health bouncing, light jumps, and occasional twists is beneficial for someone with the goal of getting their pre-children body back? And I guess I'm also asking if the app moves are necessary or just necessary for those that want shorter workouts. I don't do the targeted moves. Please and thank you if you answer my questions. Oh, absolutely. And Sam, the Mr. Rebounder app is designed to give programs that are more specific to the goals and needs of each individual. So, and that varies. So we've got programs for people that want to do weight loss, muscle building, stress reduction, flexibility, digestion, elimination processes that want to target the knees, the hips, the back, the shoulders, the upper arms and chest. So they're all specific. Bouncing up and down alone gets to everything. It does get to it all. But if you want to put more emphasis on different areas and focus more, whether it's increasing metabolism, burning weight faster, that's what the Mr. Rebounder app is designed to do. So you can go and pick a routine or create a routine and then watch a show and just do the routine. So it's designed to be flexible. It's a fun app. Somebody called me up today and said that somebody had written a comment. They said about the Mr. Rebounder app. They said, "Oh, it's so what was the word she used? Cheesy or something." In other words, it really wasn't all that professional. And she told me, she says, they don't realize how fun this really is. It's fun. And if it was, and it's cheap. So it's cheap, it's not expensive. For a little over $4 a month, you've got access to over 45 different routines and a library of 65 different movements so you can create your own routines. And she said, she basically was, what was there not to like about it? And she loves it, and I love it. And there's a great many of us that do, so thank you. Lynn writes, with the Cellisoles, if I'm between sizes, do you think I should size up or down? Size down. Thank you, Lynn. Patty writes, my friend is recovering from a badly broken wrist that required surgery. It's been a year and she is still suffering. I've encouraged her to get a rebounder. Can you please demonstrate some moves that would help speed up her healing? Thank you. Healing. Yes, Patty. Moving up and down on this cell, if she has to support it, if it really hurts, she can support it. But the movement up and down is still taking every single cell. And it's weightless weight, weightless weight, weightless weight. So it's helping to massage, increase circulation. It's weight bearing to help heal. And then if we're working with ligaments and tendons, then we can do movement. So putting our hand straight down, moving it around while we're bouncing is a great way. And then you've seen me talk about the Dynaflex. You can pick one up on Amazon. It's a little gyro ball. You get it going, and then you keep it going with your wrist. Do that while you're cellercising because it keeps pumping circulation and fluid. But that's going to work on those ligaments and tendons. Yes, Justice?
Sylvia says, Dave, do you have squat workout on the app?
Do we have the squat workout? No, not yet. We're going to. The jump squat, which is fantastic, which opens up the knee and strengthens the thighs, and it's a great workout, is something that we will, in fact, I was just talking to somebody today about that. We will be putting that on our app shortly. We've been making lots of modifications in the app right now. We will continue to make modifications. Anybody who buys the app right now at the sale price is grandfathered. So all of you who have the app, your costs will never go up. If we raise, or when we raise the prices, your price will stay the same. So you're grandfathered for as long as you maintain a subscription. Trish writes, will you give us your nutritional way of eating and supplements that you and your wife are on? I got your minerals, and I can't tell you what a difference they've made in my energy and overall feel good. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Dave. Can't wait to get my Cellisoles. Very good. Yeah, as far as eating, just supplement your diet with live foods as much as you can, I think. I don't have a lot of knowledge as far as nutritionals, what's really good, what isn't good, but I do know giving your body a smorgasbord of nutrients, whether it's through a green drink or whether it's through natural foods as much as you can. The cells need the nutrients to maintain the structure, integrity, and function of the body. And so making sure that our body gets those nutrients, whether it's through supplements or through diet, it is important. Because how can it maintain the structure if it's missing some of the elements needed to maintain the body? Can't do as well, so then we develop weaknesses. So we do want to make sure that we have those nutritionals. And, Justice and I, one of our favorite meals that we eat almost daily is, I take Greek yogurt, and I think I've demonstrated this before. We take Greek yogurt, 5, 6, 7 spoonfuls, and then we add some healthy granola to it, and then I put some honey on it. I mix it up, and then we throw in some frozen berries that you can get at Costco or Sam's Club, frozen berries, and sometimes if we have some fresh blueberries, we'll throw those in, and then mix it all up, and that's a dessert that we like. We pretty much like that every day. But Brenda writes, my husband has lower back pain, especially in driving long distances and sitting at his desk all day. I keep telling him to periodically get up and health bounce, which he can't seem to find the time. Is there anything you can do to recommend to him to do that will work deeper into his back? He feels a chiropractor is the only answer. A chiropractor is great. Chiropractors, I believe and work with chiropractors all the time. But chiropractors make an adjustment, and the muscles are not used to the new alignment. And we want the muscles to flex around the alignment to promote faster healing. So right after an adjustment, we can get on the Cellerciser. We kind of tighten our stomach a little bit, stand tall, lift our chest up, roll our shoulders back some, drop our chin, pull it in a little, and bounce. And this movement right here is going to strengthen the proper alignment. And then if you do things like this in that movement, you're starting to open up the vertebral joints all along the back. You're helping to increase circulation to the disc. That's very important. Yes, Justice?
Sylvia says, Dave, will squat workouts be on the advanced section?
Yes, when we have them, they'll be on it's pretty advanced. They'll be on the advanced section. And you can supplement a squat. In fact, we're in the process. just remind me, Justice, can you remind me, make a note that we want to have a blank spot on our Mr. Rebounder app so somebody can put a blank in and then they can put whatever movement they want until we have the movement available. So we're doing that. We're in the process of it. It's in the queue. I'll find out what the status is on that. Patty writes, can Cellercise help release tight fascia tissue? Sure. Yeah, the movement up and down is massaging the fascia. And then if you have issues, you can move. Well, the movement up and down is going to help do that anyway. It's a massage at the cellular level. So the cell membranes are being massaged. And that's great. That's what we want. Then you can do additional movements with the Cellerciser to help improve those results too. Catherine writes, can you tell the story about how your Cellerciser helped heal your body from the poison that happened to you? Asbestos, I think I heard it was asbestos poisoning. And yes, Catherine, I'm going to save that story. Let's talk about that next time because it's an incredible journey. And many of you have gone through those incredible journeys too. So let's save that one for next time because it is an incredible journey. Pure Blood writes, I've never heard of anyone address water intake while rebounding. I was wondering if there are any specific water drinking tips since the bouncing around could maybe be an issue with water in the stomach. Anyone? And I've had no issue with it, not at all. If I drink water and Cellercise, it doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, don't do it. But with me, it's never been an issue. Yes, Justice. It's like,
Mary says, I have tightness and pain in my hamstrings. Which moves could help?
She has what? Pain?
Tightness.
Oh, tightness in the hamstrings. Yeah. We've shown a number of these before, but that's just standing on the Cellerciser. You bend at the knee, reach down, grab the frame, tilt backwards a little bit. It helps to really open up the back and loosen the back, lower back, and then just tilt to the side a little bit and pull your toes up. And then you can bounce if you want, but when you tilt to the side, oh, I just heard my back pop. It felt good. Tilt to the side and pull your toes up. That helps to release that. And then there's another technique where you can just gently start to bend over, and if you can hold on to this, great. If not, just drop your hands. Just gently move up and down. And as you do that, just go easy, it starts to lengthen and open up that flexibility. Okay. Nora wrote, I had bought methylation blue from Amazon. Actually didn't do anything, but now I got it from SaunaSpace and it actually did work and I felt so much better. But on the second day, it kept me from sleeping. I cannot sleep no matter what, so I don't know what to do now. Any suggestions help? Yeah. Okay, one of the things that I found for me, and you're welcome to try this, is if you take 3 to 5 tablespoons of Greek yogurt before you go to bed, and then get on the Cellerciser, put the fingertips straight down, gently bounce up and down until you can feel the pressure or throbbing at your fingertips. This is a good thing to do anyway before bed. And then when you feel the pressure or the throbbing at the fingertips, relax your shoulders, back, and buttocks. This is the same kind of thing we would gently do with a baby to help a baby relax. But as we're gently moving up and down, we're opening up circulation, we're releasing stress and tension. It's a massage at the cellular level. Just relax your shoulders, back, and buttocks. Don't fall off. But when you're done, just go directly to bed and see if that makes a difference. Can take a few days to adapt, but often it's very immediate. What movements can I do to help with high blood pressure? Cellercise, just moving up and down, baby bounce. Will the app be available on Roku? I don't think so, but you can stream it to a television. You can put it or cast it to a television. But that's something for us to look into. Because Apple TV and Roku, that's definitely a possibility. I think it's a good idea. Thank you. So we've got that question too. All right, so let's take a look here. Guys, what I'm going to talk about is, it needs a whole lot of time. And I know we don't have a lot of time, and I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I do want to go over this because it is so incredibly, it's made a huge difference in my life. It can make a huge difference in your life. We have physical fitness. That's what we all want to do. We want to feel good, we want to perform well, but mental fitness is just as important, and we're not spending nearly enough time. We allow conditions around us to far too often govern conditions within us. And we have a greater potential. We don't start off lifting 300 pounds if we're weightlifting, right? We start with little weights, and then we build up to big weights. So it's the same thing with mental fitness. But if we don't do something, if we don't take charge, then we're automatically going to be subject to old patterns, old conditions, surroundings, influences and we just cannot focus or reach that greater health potential. Years ago, I created a program, I call it my Success Journal. And I may have shared some of this with you before, but this is, these are things that are important to me, things that mean a lot. There's a recent picture of our oldest daughter, Jessica, and she's I should say she's single or not, but she's beautiful girl. You may have seen her. She's got her own program from years ago where she did Cellercise with Jessica, or rebound with Jessica. And you may have seen her there. But in this, I have all kinds of affirmations, proclamations, things that influence me, my mission statement, my creed, my goals, my objectives, the different areas of my life, what I wanted to accomplish, but lots and lots and lots of affirmations for all different areas of my life. And you feed upon these, they affect the way you think. Each day I kiss my wife and say I love you, hug my children and say I love you, say my prayers, read my creed, review my daily goals. You know, these are the things, I started this years ago. And over time, it begins to influence you. So you can do the same thing. And we're going to start off with baby steps. But I think what you're going to see here can make a difference. So with that in mind, all right, we're going to go through 6 areas of life real quickly. The principles are the same. You can apply them to virtually anything. We talked a little bit about how ideas affect the way we think affects the way we act to a large degree determines our results. We can take charge of our results when we start to take charge of the ideas we are allowing ourselves to be exposed to on a day-to-day basis, because if we don't, then by default, the old ideas or the influences around us take charge of us. And as a result of that, most people we know today live in a reactive mode. They're constantly allowing the conditions around them to far too often govern the conditions within them. So when we think of the different areas of our life, we want to think in terms of a vision of what it can be, not what it is. If we like what it is, that's okay, we can reaffirm it. But if we don't, and you've heard me say this before, I'll say it again as quickly as I can, but I've said in order to have what we have not, we must first become what we are not. As we become what we are not, then what we have not becomes a natural manifestation of the person we've now become. But in order to become what we are not, we must first be able to see ourselves, each other, that which is around us, and that which is within us. Not just as we are today, but as we can become tomorrow, which is the way I pray God sees each one of us. The moment we see ourselves not just as we are, but as we can become, then we become a person of vision. We hold on to the vision, it grows into a desire. We nurture the desire, that's the exercise of faith. We nurture the desire with prayer, affirmations, proclamations, declaration. The desire becomes a passion. The passion eventually compels us to action. The action creates end result. Where does it all begin? With the ideas. It begins with that small seed, that vision of the person we can become. So in our family and home, how do you visualize yourself as a husband, or as a father, or a mother, or as a wife? How do you envision yourself in the family environment, with your kids, with the home, with what you listen to, what you watch, what you read? There's so many things that we can do. And so here's some of the affirmations that I have that I'm going to put up on the screen there, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Jess was saying it wasn't showing up very well. But there we go. All right, so I'm going to stand over here so they can see it, the screen, Justice. You can go ahead and zoom in there if you'd like and see if they can see that any bit better. We can move that forward up too, Justice. Okay, so family and home. I create a loving and harmonious environment in my home. Yeah, that's what I was saying. If we move that up forward some, maybe it might get a little easier to see it. I don't know. But I create a loving and harmonious environment in my home. Now, whether you do or don't, it doesn't matter. You're simply making the suggestion. You know, we allow negative issues just a little bit that can get into our psyche and our mind. It can have a huge, devastating result. I was speaking to somebody last week, and she's part of our Cellercise family now, and she was, you know, she knows better. She's a smart lady. But she was saying, oh, I just, no matter what I do, nothing works. It doesn't work. I can't lose weight. I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling, and I'm listening to the talk, and I'm thinking, you can never derive something positive by saying something negative about yourself or anybody else. There's nothing positive you can derive from it. So we don't want to subject ourselves. Our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It's not rational. When we say or think certain things, it responds to what we say, think, do, feel. So we want to take charge of the ideas. We need to do that. That's the first step in our, not our physical fitness, but in our mental fitness. And so my family is supportive, loving, and understanding. Maybe they're not. Doesn't matter. We're planting the seed and creating the vision. So it's not that the conditions around us ever change. They can, but the conditions within us can change. And so we start to create or respond differently to the conditions around us. This is critical. I nurture strong, meaningful relationships with my loved ones. And visualize while you're on the Cellerciser. Why? Okay, something I need to mention. We want to be on the Cellerciser when we're reading and saying these things. There's a chemical process occurring within the brain when we're using it. The movement up and down can leave a stronger impression at the bottom of the bounce. This is why people have found that it's easier to memorize things and retain and learn things while they're Cellercising. Well, as you're moving up and down and you're saying these things out loud with feeling. And it's a simple thing with a huge benefit. And when we say these things, these little things, then our subconscious mind starts to feed upon them. Remember, ideas affect the way we think. And so we go on. I nurture strong, meaningful relationships with my loved ones. Visualize what that looks like. Visualize what you would like it to be. And you'll start to gravitate toward that. Okay, I'm grateful for the peace and comfort my home provides. Why is that? How is that created? Visualize that end result. I communicate on and openly and honestly with my family members. Just say it. Just say it. Say it with feeling. Visualize it. Watch what happens. This is the mental exercise. Okay, same thing. Okay, so we go to the next one. Physical and health. I am strong, healthy, and full of energy. Doesn't matter whether you believe it yet. Say it anyway. Visualize it. Say it with passion, with meaning, with faith. My body is capable, resilient, and deserving of love and care. The closest relationship we're ever going to have with anybody is our own body. How are you talking to it? What are you saying to it? It responds to what you say, what you think, how you feel, what you do. Communicate with it daily. Appreciate it for what it has, not for what it doesn't have. We're not looking or fighting against that which is wrong. We're promoting that which is right. There's a totally different energy. And we can start to move that direction at any age. Okay, I make healthy choices that support my well-being every day. And again, what are those healthy choices? It's what we feed upon, not just the food. It's what we read. It's what we think about. It's what we're going to go over the detox in just a moment. because that's really important too. But what are those healthy choices? What are you listening to? Those type of things. I trust my body to heal and maintain balance. Trust your body. Your body is imbued with an intelligence. Your cells know how to create, maintain, and heal the body better than any doctor or health practitioner. And there are forces that we don't completely understand that are available to us if we exercise or believe and see our body not as it is, but as it can become. And we empower ourselves to be able to do that job that we believe they're capable of doing. I'm grateful for we don't control the outcome, but we do control our choice. And that's pretty much in everything. So I'm okay, I'll comment on that. When things don't go the way we want them to, do we ever get frustrated? You see, because we think we're God, or we play his role. We want to control the outcome. We can't control the outcome. We can control our choices. We can have the best intent. But the ultimate outcome, even though it often works, it's not always under our control. But our choices are. I'm grateful for the vitality that flows through me. Okay, so let's go to the next one. That's physical and health. That's a sample. You can have hundreds of them. And you're feeding upon these things. You know, what do we feed upon today in our world, in our society? What are we watching? What's influencing us? What do we get reactive to instead of proactive toward? You know, I want to empower you. I want you to feel empowered to achieve your greater physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health. Okay, financial and career. I attract wealth and abundance into my life effortlessly. I am worthy of success and the financial rewards that come with it. I am confident in my abilities and make wise career decisions. Opportunities for growth and prosperity are always available to me. There's abundance all around us. It should be available to you too. I am focused, driven, and continually moving forward in my career. You may not be doing it yet. Plant the seed. Mental fitness. Start with 3 pounds. Start with the idea and let it grow within you. Social and cultural. I embrace diversity and celebrate the uniqueness of others. That's a healthy affirmation. I am surrounded by positive, supportive, like-minded, goal-directed, enthusiastic people whose attitudes help promote my success and the success of others. That's a positive affirmation. I'm open to learning from different cultures and perspectives. I contribute positively to my community and relationships. I am kind, respectful, and compassionate toward others. How do you think that's going to make you feel about yourself as you move more and more in that direction? See, it changes your character. It's not that the conditions around you change, but the conditions within you do, and you find more joy, more purpose, more happiness, more fulfillment. And that's what we want for you. Okay. Spiritual and ethical. I trust in the guidance of my inner wisdom and higher self. Guys, we're missing out if we don't believe there's a spiritual element to our lives. We are missing out. I know for a fact, I've experienced it. I know that there are forces that can guide and direct us, inspire us, and teach us if we are open to them, and if we're seeking, asking, looking, knocking, hoping. That helps us become more than we are. Because I know that we have more. We all have more to offer, individually and collectively. I live with integrity and honor my values every day. Understanding what your values are, listing those values, what's important to you in your different areas of your life. Are you honoring those values? If you're not, then you're at conflict with yourself, and you can't move forward effectively. Okay. My spiritual practice brings me peace, clarity, and strength. You know, I love reading good books, and I love reading the scriptures. And when I open them, all of a sudden something changes. There's something else that happens. We can attract energies around us by how we live, the choices we make. I know that. And we can do that, and we can feel influences that are positive, that are goal, that are good. And I'm at peace with the world around me and in tune with my spirit. I lead by example, always striving to make ethical choices. If you look at the people that don't do it, and the conditions of their lives and their character, and you look at the people that do this, and the character of their lives, and the decisions and what they do, it's totally different. And it's a different energy. Mental and educational, I'm intelligent and capable, always growing in knowledge. My mind is clear, focused, and open to new learning. I embrace challenges as opportunities for personal development. I am committed to lifelong learning and self-improvement. Yeah, call that eternal progression. We're constantly growing. I trust my ability to overcome any mental obstacles, and I expand my mind. And that's what we want. Be like little children, continuing to learn, continuing to be interested. Okay. There's a detox effect to Cellercise, and it's important because there are things that may be holding us back. They can hold us back in our physical health. They can hold us back in our mental health and our spiritual and emotional health. And that happens. And so I want to talk a little bit about the detox involvement. We just talked about the fertilizer, the things that we can put in that can make a difference. But how do we get rid of the things that are the obstacles that are in our way, that are preventing us from being able to feel good, to reach our goals, and of embracing ourselves right where we are right now, feeling good about it as we move forward and enjoy our journey toward our greater potential. And that's what I want to talk about right now. So, with that in mind, those are way too small for you to read, so I'm going to redo that. But I'll read these to you. This is a detox. So when you're on the Cellerciser and you're moving up and down, you have enough resistance that it can break up heavy metals, toxins, poisons, preservatives, chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, formaldehydes, drugs, plastics, things we've been exposed to over the years. You're moving up and down. That's why it's important to drink a lot of water so we can flush it out. Because as we dislodge those elements through the movement up and down, which is massaging and helping to free these things from the tissue and the ligaments and the tendons and the fat and all these places that they can accumulate over the years, we want to drink the water to flush it out. Okay, here's the key of the Cellercise. A lot of the ideas that I've come up with, a lot of the insights that I've received have come while I've been on the Cellerciser. Something's going on there. We don't understand it all yet. We know that the cells of our body are transmitters and receivers. That's how they communicate. They transmit and receive. That's why we have the ionic minerals available in our website store, because those are the communication devices that cells have to have at the enzymic level to utilize nutrients and perform body parts or body functions. And if the communication devices aren't there, we develop a weakness or condition. If we have toxic elements in our mental and emotional health, they're going to prevent us from being able to move forward often and feel and reach our better potential. There's a book written years ago by Carol Truman called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. So how do we get rid of these feelings? How do we resolve them? That's this right here. Okay, so when we're on a Cellerciser and you're moving up and down, you can turn on some music. You can turn on, they've got all kinds of different meditation music. Turn on meditation music, that's great. Nice frequency, that's good. A good vibration. And then as you're moving up and down, try to clear your mind. Now, when you try to clear your mind, you think of it something like Om, Om. You're just going to think of Om. You won't be able to think of Om for long. Something will pop up in your mind. So you try to clear your mind, you're breathing, and you're Om. Sounds weird, but it works. And you're holding on to this Om. Some mental thought pops up. If it's positive, embrace it. Be grateful for it. Think about it. Accentuate it. If it's negative, that's a detox. That's an opportunity to resolve it. A feeling. It could be relationship oriented. It could be health oriented. It could be something, whatever negative thing it is. It pops up in your mind. Don't feed upon it. Resolve it. So, toxic thought. I'm not good enough. Positive replacement. You're going to replace that. I'm always learning and growing. I'm always learning and growing. In other words, you give yourself some freedom to feel good about yourself. I'm going to digress from this for just a moment. Often it's relationship oriented. If it's relationship oriented, forgiving the person. You can't hold on and move on. You can't do it. If you want to move on, you got to let go. As hard as it is, you have a great opportunity now in the Cellerciser to do it. Toxic thought. I must be perfect or I'll fail. Positive replacement. I embrace progress over perfection. And so you're bouncing up and down and something negative pops up in your mind, whatever it is, how you feel, find a way to replace it with something positive. Stop comparing yourself to others. Toxic thought. Everyone else is doing better than me. Positive replacement. I'm on my journey and I trust my pace. Because there's a lot of self-talks right here. Overcome negative self-talk. Self-talk. Toxic thought. I always mess things up. Okay? Something, anything like that comes, put a positive replacement in there. Focus on it, see what that feels like, looks like. Say it with feeling. Mistakes are opportunities to learn and improve. And I've told my son and my kids this before. I said, there's no such thing as failure. As long as you're learning, there's no failure. Okay. 5, release fear of failure. Toxic thought. If I fail, I'm a failure. Positive replacement. Failure is just a step towards success. Toxic thought. Let go of limiting beliefs. Toxic thought. I can't do that. I'm not capable. Positive replacement. I am capable of learning and achieving great things. How we think of ourselves. We can do it. We can feel it. We can believe it. Toxic thought. What if something goes wrong? Okay. Stop worrying about the future. And isn't that important? Stop worrying about the future. It's a good one for me too. We can't control the future. We can control our day to day and enjoy the day. And if we're worried about our future, we're taking away from today. Today's all we've got. Toxic thought. What if something goes wrong? Positive replacement. I can handle whatever comes on my way, one step at a time. Remember, little steps. Toxic thought. Let go of resentment. Toxic thought. I can't forgive them. Positive replacement. Forgiveness sets me free and allows me to heal. People that hold on to grudges, that hold on to anger, that hold on to bitterness, they're hurting themselves. And when you realize it and you're on the Cellerciser, forgive them. Even if you don't feel it, say it. Forgive them. Pray for them. There's a reason for that, so that we can move forward. So we're not being anchored by this negative darkness or force. These ideas and thoughts will come up as you're Cellercising and focusing on Om. Victim mentality. Challenge victim. Toxic thought. Life is always against me. Positive replacement. I am resilient and capable of creating my own path. Release guilt and shame. Toxic thought. I don't deserve happiness. Positive replacement. I deserve peace, happiness, and love. Believe it, say it. Shift from scarcity to abundance. Toxic thought. There's not enough for me. Positive replacement. Abundance is all around me, and I have more than enough. And we think in terms of the things there's going to be a moment in here where we go through the things that we're grateful for. It's empowering, it's uplifting, it gives us a good perspective. We do it on the Cellerciser because there's more occurring in the brain. Okay, just a few more. Let go of all or nothing thinking. If I don't succeed perfectly, I failed. Replacement. Every effort counts, and progress is the key to success, not destination. It's progress. We understand that, and we become that character. We're progressive in everything we're doing. Negative situations, toxic thought, everything is going wrong. Positive replacement. Challenges are temporary, and I have the strength to navigate them. Address overthinking. What if I make the wrong decision? Positive replacement. I trust myself to make the best decision with the information I have. Embrace self-love and compassion. Thought. I'm not worthy of love or care. Positive replacement. I am worthy of love, kindness, and compassion, especially from myself. It all starts there. Forgiving ourselves, loving ourselves, believing in ourselves, and just accepting ourselves. Release control over things you can't change. Toxic thought. I need to control everything to feel secure. Positive replacement. I can only control my actions and responses, and that's enough. We control our choices. That's enough. That's great. Stop the negative self-labeling. Toxic thought. I'm always a failure at everything. Positive replacement. I am a person of great potential, and my past does not define my future. 18. Stop focusing on what you can't do. Toxic thought. I can't do this. Positive replacement. I will find a way or learn how. And the last few. Release the need for approval. Toxic thought. I need others to approve of me to feel good. How many people do we know like that? They're concerned about what other people say, think, and do. They're concerned about how they look, what they wear, how, so much so that they can't feel good about themselves unless others approve of them, unless others feel good about them. And that's sad. That's sad. So, toxic thought, I need others to approve of me to feel good. Positive replacement. I trust and value my own opinion of myself. Practice gratitude daily. Toxic thought, nothing good ever happens to me. Positive replacement. I am grateful for the good things in my life, both big and small. Focus on the present moment. Toxic thought, I can't stop thinking about the past or future. Positive replacement. I choose to focus on what I can control in this present moment. The choices we can make now. Challenge catastrophic thinking. Toxic thought. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. Positive replacement. This is a tough situation, but I can overcome it and move forward. How many times have you? We've all done that. So let's have that gratitude. Let's not allow the conditions around us to govern the conditions within us. Challenge perfection. Toxic thought, I must be perfect or I fail. Okay, replacement. I embrace progress over perfection. I think we read that. By practicing this mental detox, you can shift your mindset, letting go of toxic thoughts and replacing them with empowering, nurturing beliefs. So as we're cellercising, we're moving up and down, we're clearing our mind. These ideas and thoughts are coming forward. If it's positive, embrace it. Focus on it for a few moments. That's great. Sometimes we have to create them. But in a detox environment, we're trying to clear our mind. We're letting our subconscious mind, it's like an onion. You have all these layers of an onion. Let's start peeling away the old thoughts, emotions, and ideas that are preventing us and getting in the way of the choices we make, the goal and the directions that we are taking. And let's reach that greater health vision. I hope some of what I've said has made sense. I know there is a mental detox. I also believe in the affirmations. I believe that we ourselves have a lot more potential in what we can achieve based upon how we see ourselves, how we feel, how we choose to act and think, and the influences that we can create within ourselves and as much as possible within the environment around us. Thank you. That's it for this year on this subject. If there's any questions, let me know. Thank you very much. Thanks for being a part. If there's anything I say that you think might be beneficial to others, please feel free to share it. Thank you for being part of the Cellercise family, and we'll look forward to getting together in a couple of weeks. Take care.